You are not in control of your life. Not really. You think you are. You think you're choosing your reactions, your relationships, your habits, but you're not. Your subconscious mind is. Cinematic B-roll, slow close-up of a face in thought, city moving fast in the background. You say you want confidence, yet you shrink in important moments. You say you want success, yet you procrastinate. You say you want love, yet you push people away, and then you blame yourself. Why am I like this? Why do I keep doing the same thing? But here's the uncomfortable truth. You are not broken. You are programmed. Your fears, your triggers, your self-doubt, they were installed quietly years ago, in childhood, in heartbreak, in humiliation, in moments you barely remember. And now, they are running your life from behind the curtain, like invisible code. Symbolic 3D animation, dark control room with glowing neural pathways. You don't react, you replay. You don't choose, you repeat. And until you bring your subconscious into the light, it will keep choosing for you. So the real question isn't, why can't I change? The real question is, who is really in control? You wake up to the sound of your alarm. Before your eyes are even fully open, your hand reaches for your phone. You scroll. You compare. You sigh. You tell yourself, I'll just check for a minute. 20 minutes later, you're rushing. And already, without realizing it, your day has been shaped by something automatic, not intentional, not conscious, automatic. That's how most of life happens. You think you chose to feel insecure when you saw someone else's success. You think you chose to snap at your partner when they made that comment. You think you chose to delay that important task again. But if you slow it down, really slow it down, there's a split second before every reaction. And in that split second, something ancient moves first. Your subconscious. It reacts faster than thought, faster than logic, faster than intention. And it doesn't ask for your permission. The invisible autopilot. Imagine you're driving home. You arrive and barely remember the journey. Your hands moved, your feet pressed the pedals, your eyes followed the road. But you weren't consciously thinking about every turn. That's how your subconscious works. It learns patterns, then runs them automatically. Efficient, energy-saving, silent. Your brain loves efficiency. In fact, from a biological perspective, thinking deeply all the time would exhaust you. So your nervous system builds shortcuts, habit loops, that allow you to function without constant decision-making. This is survival design. But here's where it becomes personal. Those shortcuts don't just control driving, they control how you interpret tone, how you handle criticism, how much risk you take, who you're attracted to, what you believe you deserve. And most of that was programmed long before you understood what was happening. The first programming. As a child, your brain was absorbing everything. Tone of voice, facial expressions, emotional reactions. If love felt conditional, your subconscious may have learned, I must perform to be accepted. If conflict felt dangerous, your subconscious may have learned, stay quiet, stay small. If affection was unpredictable, your subconscious may have learned, cling tightly, don't let go. You didn't choose those lessons, you survived them, and your subconscious locked them in as rules. Rules about who you are, rules about how the world works, rules about what keeps you safe. Why it feels so personal, now here's the part that hurts. When those old rules activate, it feels like you. It feels like your personality, your identity, your truth. But it's not your truth. It's your conditioning. There's a difference. Just imagine this. Someone cancels plans. One person thinks, no problem. Another person thinks, they don't value me. Same event, different subconscious scripts. And here's the thing, the subconscious doesn't update automatically. It runs on familiarity, even if familiarity causes pain. The emotional speed of the subconscious emotions move faster than logic. Your brain's emotional center, especially structures connected to survival responses, activates before your rational mind fully processes what's happening. That's why you sometimes say something and instantly regret it. That's why your heart races before you understand why. That's why you feel rejected, even when there's no evidence. Your body reacts first. Your mind explains later. And most people mistake the explanation for truth. But the explanation is often just your subconscious defending its old story. The quiet control. The subconscious doesn't scream. It whispers. It nudges. It subtly shifts your choices. You don't apply for the job because something doesn't feel right. You don't express your needs because it feels too much. You don't leave the unhealthy relationship because it feels familiar. Familiarity feels safe, even when it's painful. That's the paradox. You think you're choosing comfort, but you're choosing memory. You're choosing the emotional blueprint you learned years ago, and until you see the blueprint, you will keep building the same house. The moment of awareness. Here's the shift. You are not weak. You are not irrational. You are not doomed. You are patterned. And patterns can be observed. The moment you begin noticing your automatic reactions without shame, something powerful happens. You create space. Space between trigger and response. Space between fear and action. Space between who you were programmed to be and who you are capable of becoming. Isn't about blaming your past. It's about recognizing that much of your present is being quietly influenced by something below the surface. Your subconscious has been driving, but now you're beginning to wake up in the passenger seat. And awareness is the first sign that control can shift. You've started noticing it now. That split second before you react, that tightness in your chest before you speak, that subtle pull toward what feels familiar, even when it's not healthy. Good. Now let's go deeper. Because your subconscious isn't random, it has structure, it has logic, it has architecture. And once you understand the architecture, you stop taking everything so personally. The brain's two speeds. There are essentially two systems running your mind. One is slow, deliberate, analytical. That's your conscious awareness. The other is fast, emotional, automatic. That's your subconscious machinery. The fast system evolved first, long before language, long before reflection. Imagine your ancestors hearing a branch snap in the forest. They didn't think, let's evaluate the probability of threat. They ran. That immediate response was driven by deep brain structures designed for survival. And those same systems still live inside you. The problem? Modern life isn't a forest, but your nervous system still reacts like it is. A delayed text feels like abandonment. Public speaking feels like exile. Criticism feels like danger. Your subconscious doesn't differentiate between physical threat and social threat very well. It just detects, is this safe or not? The HPA axis, your stress highway. When your subconscious senses danger, it activates something called the HPA axis. Don't let the term scare you. Think of it like your internal alarm system. When triggered, it releases stress hormones. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, your focus narrows. This was brilliant for escaping predators. But in modern life, it activates during emails, during conversations, during minor misunderstandings. And here's what's wild. Once activated, your rational brain goes slightly offline. So when you're stressed, you literally think less clearly. That's not weakness, that's biology. Your subconscious is prioritizing survival over logic every time. Memory isn't just memory. Your subconscious doesn't store events like a camera, it stores emotions. And emotions are sticky. If you were embarrassed once in school while speaking, that emotional charge stays encoded. The next time you're in a similar situation, your subconscious doesn't ask, "Is this different?" It asks, "Does this feel like that time?" If the emotional signature matches, it reacts. This is pattern recognition at lightning speed. And honestly, it's genius. But it can also trap you. The loop of identity. Now here's something even deeper. Your subconscious is deeply invested in protecting your identity. Whatever you believe about yourself, I'm shy. I'm bad at relationships. I'm not disciplined. Your subconscious works to keep that story consistent. This is where cognitive dissonance shows up. When reality challenges your identity, discomfort rises. If you believe you're unworthy and someone praises you, it feels strange, uncomfortable. Your subconscious prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar growth. Come on, think about that for a second. That's why change feels threatening, not because it's bad, but because it disrupts identity. The body remembers. Your subconscious isn't just in your head, it lives in your body. Ever notice how anxiety feels physical? Tight chest, shallow breathing, knotted stomach. That's because your nervous system stores experiences physically. The vagus nerve, a major nerve connecting brain and body, plays a huge role here. When you feel safe, it helps slow your heart rate. When you feel threatened, your body prepares to defend. Your subconscious constantly scans your environment for cues: tone of voice, facial expression, posture, and it reacts before you consciously interpret them. That's why sometimes you say, "I don't know why, but something feels off." Your subconscious picked up signals your conscious mind hasn't processed yet. Why you keep repeating patterns. Let's bring this home. You date the same type of person. You enter the same kind of conflicts. You hesitate at the same opportunities. And you wonder, why does this keep happening? Because your subconscious is drawn to what it understands, even if what it understands is chaotic, especially if chaos was normal early in life. Familiar equals predictable. Predictable equals safe. Growth, on the other hand, feels uncertain, and uncertainty triggers your survival wiring, so your subconscious gently nudges you back toward the known, not because it wants you stuck, but because it wants you safe. The dual nature, protector and prison. Here's the truth. Your subconscious is both your greatest ally and your quiet limitation. It protects you from repeating painful mistakes, but it also prevents you from experiencing unfamiliar joy. It keeps you from danger, but it may also keep you from expansion. It's like an overprotective guardian, grateful, loyal, but sometimes outdated. And when you understand this, you stop fighting yourself. You stop calling yourself dramatic or lazy. Instead, you start asking, what outdated program is running right now? That question alone changes everything, because awareness disrupts automation. And once automation is disrupted, choice becomes possible. Part 2 isn't about diagnosing yourself. It's about realizing your reactions are not random flaws. They are intelligent responses shaped by past environments. You adapted brilliantly. Now the question becomes, are those adaptations still serving you? Or are they simply surviving in a world that no longer exists?